This is why you should be prioritizing unilateral training over bilateral training. Unilateral training just means you're using one limb independently of the other. Bilateral means you're moving both limbs at the same time. Typical bilateral exercises are squats, deadlifts, bench press, push-ups, pull-ups, right? The reason why you want to prioritize unilateral lifting over bilateral lifting is because our bodies are naturally asymmetric. It's not just because we prioritize using one arm or one leg over the other when we're riding, writing. It's down to the biological level, down to our organ level, we are asymmetrical. Even if you're not training and even if you don't do any sports, over time your body develops imbalances and they get worse and worse as you age. Every decade it gets worse. The way you want to look at the human body is the more imbalanced your body is, the more likely you are to avoid injury, wear and tear, and potential issues in the future. So we have to look at ourselves as a system. We're a system that is in balance, that over time is coming out of balance, right? So we want to do something to prevent that from happening. We want to maintain our balance over time. We want to find ways to go into the gym and keep the system in balance. We don't want to make this process of coming apart happen even faster. So your body starts developing these imbalances, and what it tries to do is to keep you in some sort of balance. It creates all these small twists and turns and compensations that then mean your body is not functioning optimally. So the last thing we want to do is go into the gym and make this situation worse. So when you go into the gym and you do bilateral exercises, inevitably, even if you're the most conscious lifter in the world, you will always be favoring one side over the other. You always will push a bit more with one arm or one leg than the other. And we got to look at things in a different way here. We need to think about how we're falling apart over time. Mother time takes its toll. And we want to go into the gym and actually try and keep the system in balance. And by going into the gym and choosing exercises that are unilateral, we can train both sides equally. But we also get to train with exercises that actually, in many ways, are far superior to bilateral exercises. They have a better range of motion, they have a better strength curve, and they're more biomechanically correct. Now you might be thinking, oh, no, now I have to do twice the amount of sets. Well, the fact is, it's just the way it is. If you want to train for the long term, and training is a long-term game, right? It's like a hamster wheel that we never get off until we die. You have to do things the right way, and unilateral training just is better than bilateral training. If you know the right training techniques and you understand the right exercises, actually you can get so much more out of your training, much better results doing far less. So in a way, if you have the right exercise selection, you understand how to apply these exercises correctly, you can do less sets overall and make up for the fact that you have to drop the bilateral exercises. It's not just about dropping the bilateral exercises, it's also about understanding which exercises to do and how to do them correctly, right? How to take a biomechanical approach, how to look at our body, our muscles, how they function, and understand how to train them the best way possible. So if you want to learn how to train for the long term, if you want to learn how to train correctly, to be able to maintain your fitness, to maintain your aesthetics for as long as possible into old age, follow the channel and I'll explain a lot of the concepts that you need to understand to be able to make the changes to be able to continue training for the long run.